Good morning. A young Midwestern lawyer suffered from such deep depression that his friends thought it best to keep all knives and razors out of his reach. He questioned his life's calling and the prudence of even attempting to follow through with it. During this downtime, he wrote, "I am now the most miserable man living." You know, we do not really know other people. At least we generally don't know nearly as much about them as we think. Tragic events may be shaping them. There's no telling what they've come through, just to be the person they are today. The poet Longfellow wrote, "If we could only read the secret history of our enemies, we would find in each man's life sorrow and suffering enough to disarm all hostility." Ain't it so? Ain't it so? A number of years ago, a tall, lanky fella gave a speech at a dedication ceremony for a cemetery back east. Now, it was not well received by the crowd of people who were there that day, nor by the general public who read the manuscript of the speech. A Pennsylvania newspaper called it silly remarks. A Chicago paper described it as an insult to the memory of the brave men who were buried there. The criticism even came from across the Atlantic. A London paper called the short speech dull and commonplace. Well, friend, you probably heard of the man who gave that speech. In fact, you may have been given an assignment in high school to memorize that speech. Yep, you got it. Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address took quite a while before it was appreciated. Now that we know so much about the man who gave that speech, our nation has venerated him as well as his speech. But in his own day, he faced constant criticism and second-guessing. Here's how he described his philosophy about criticism. "If I were to read, much less answer all the attacks made on me," he said, "this shop might as well be closed for any other business." He continued, "I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep on doing so until the end. If the end brings me out all right, then what is said against me won't matter. If the end brings me out wrong, then 10 angels swearing I was right would make no difference." Thanks, Mr. Lincoln. Thanks. I'm Larry Hatfield. Good day.